Netflix is officially expanding Stranger Things lore after fans left disappointed with Season 5. That episode never materialized. What did arrive instead was confirmation that Stranger Things is done. It's just changing shape. Stranger Things. Tales from 85 brings you back to Hawkins during its prime, providing you with new stories about classic monsters and their hunt. You will also be introduced to different kinds of monsters, unique lore, and a brand new character who has already caused division among fans. First announced in 2025, Stranger Things. Tales from 85 is an animated spin-off set during the winter of 1985, between seasons 2 and 3 of the live-action series. That stretch of time has always been something of a narrative blind spot, long enough for change to occur, but mostly skipped over once Season 3 picked up months later with Starcourt Mall and a radically different tone. The series brings back the original core group, Eleven, Brooklyn Davy Norstedt, Mike, Luca Diaz, Will, Ben Plasala, Lucas, Elisha Age, Williams, Dustin, Braxton Quinney, and Max, Jolie Hong Rappaport, in animated form, as Hawkins once again finds itself dealing with supernatural fallout tied to the Upside Down. According to Netflix's logline, the kids must fight new monsters and unravel a paranormal mystery terrorizing their town, with Hawkins' lab and other familiar locations re-entering the picture. Tonally, Tales from 85 aims to strike a balance between horror and accessibility. The Duffer Brothers have described it as an homage to 80s Saturday morning cartoons, with brighter visuals and a more family-friendly presentation, but not one that abandons danger altogether. New creatures are said to be bigger, stranger, and more plentiful than ever, reinforcing that the Upside Down is still very much a threat. The timing of Tales from 85 hasn't helped calm fan anxieties. Coming on the heels of Season 5's divisive ending, the spin-off will expand the mythology. There is no indication that it exists to overwrite or contradict Season 5. If anything, it appears designed as a pressure valve, a way to give fans more Stranger Things without reopening a story the creators consider finished. Netflix has leaned into this idea before. Rather than extending the timeline forward, Tales from 85 looks backward, mining nostalgia and unresolved curiosity while keeping the main canon intact. The biggest wildcard in all of this is Nikki Baxter, a new character joining the Hawkins kids, described as taller, tougher, and mechanically inclined. A tinker with pinkish hair cropped short on the sides. Nikki immediately stands out, both visually and narratively. She also raises uncomfortable questions. Prequels live and die by restraint, and Tales from 85 is threading a needle. The show needs to feel consequential enough to justify its existence, but not so important that it breaks continuity. Nikki complicates that balance. If she's deeply involved in fighting upside-down threats, why is she never mentioned in Seasons 3, 4, or 5? Why does that she show up when Hawkins faces its worst crises? Fan theories have already filled the gap. Some suspect Nikki meets a grim end, her death too painful for the group to revisit. Others believe she leaves Hawkins altogether, escaping the town's curse before it fully consumes her. Either option would explain her absence, but both underscore how carefully the series has to handle her arc. Handled well, Nikki could become a fan favorite whose story enriches the universe without destabilizing it. Handled poorly, she risks coming across as a retroactive add-on that asks viewers to ignore obvious inconsistencies. The series was first announced in 2023. Tales from 85 offers creative design opportunities and storylines, given the time between Seasons 2 and 3 and the Upside Down's enduring place in Stranger Things after 11, Millie Bobby Brown closed the gate. Creatively speaking, the animation can add weirder, more over-the-top elements and creatures than if you were to translate them into live action, resulting in a culture of elevated horror elements that could exist in this universe without dirtying up the history of the characters. Flying Bark Productions will give this series a bright, neon-drenched aesthetic that draws on both traditional 80s cartoons and more contemporary animated works. An example of the creature design will come from Carlos Huante, showing that while the tone of this series will be lighter than Stranger Things, there's still going to be some fear. Tales from 85 is just the beginning. Duffer Brothers have confirmed multiple spin-offs are in development, including stories that explore dangling mysteries left behind by Season 5, like the origins of key supernatural artifacts in Hawkins Lab's earliest experiments. Netflix won't be rewriting Stranger Things. Instead, it will continue with a universe approach that allows for side stories, prequels, and alternate formats, without erasing anything that came before. For fans hoping Season 5 would get a do-over, Tales from 85 may not be the answer they wanted. But for those willing to revisit Hawkins one more time, it might be a reminder of why the series captured imaginations in the first place. Stranger Things. Tales from 85 is set to premiere on Netflix in 2026.